In our passage this morning, we see four men whose determination is it's a wonderful example of what real faith looks like when it encounters what seems to be impossible. Because you see, faith, it's not just believing something, it is that, but faith acts, faith moves. And today we're going to see how Jesus responds when that kind of just barrier-breaking faith shows up at his doorstep, or rather, I guess, crashes in through his ceiling. So let's set the scene. Okay, so Jesus, he's returned to Capernaum after traveling all throughout Galilee. And so this isn't just any sort of town. So Capernaum, it had become Jesus' kind of just hometown after leaving Nazareth. It was a bustling fishing village on the northern shore of the Sea of Galilee, and it served as the basis for much of Jesus' ministry. So if you'll read with me, Mark tells us this in chapter 2, verse 1. It says this, "And when he returned to Capernaum after some days, it was reported that he was at home." So notice that phrase, at home. Okay, Jesus had established relationships here. Right, it's home. People knew where to find him. And then in verse 2, we read this. It says, "And many were gathered together so that there was no more room, not even at the door. And he was preaching the word to them." So word spreads really quickly when Jesus is back in town. In a small, just first century village, kind of like small towns today, news travels fast. So Jesus' reputation as a teacher, as a healer, it had been growing, and people, they were just eager to see him. They were eager to hear him. They were just eager just to be near him, just to be close to Jesus. So much so that the house that he's staying at is so packed that Mark tells us that there's no room left, not even outside the door. So if you picture that, like bodies pressed together, right? People standing just shoulder to shoulder, maybe on their tiptoes, kind of craning their necks, trying to see what Jesus is going to do.